welcome to Four Comedians in a Hat, the show where we ask a question to a comedian and we just have fun answering nonsense. You have nothing else to do because you're in COVID. You're watching this. Hey, I do want to implore you, go to the bottom right hand of the screen if you're watching this on a computer or a PC or Mac or whatever, and make sure you subscribe to the page so you will know every week when something drops, you won't forget it. If you're watching this on your TV or your phone or something else, sorry, you're just going to have to remember it. But anyway, I'm your host, Vincent Opper, and I am the most successful comedian to ever come out of Peabody, Missouri. That is not an opinion, it is a fact. We have three wonderful comedians today. First of all, welcome Carol Johnson. Carol is a native Californian, divorced baby boomer, and hopeful, almost empty nester. With just a year of stand-up under her belt, she has performed at comedy festivals, Flappers, Comedy Heights, WWC Comedy, Fun Funny Fridays, Dat Fat and Friends, Quarantine Buffoonery, and Birdland West Comedy Crunch, to name a few. She is currently a finalist in the 2020 U.S. Comedy Contest and the Goddess of Humor and Love on Lockdown on ASY TV. Once more, welcome Carol Johnson.
Hi, everyone.
Carol, this is the first time we have had a deity on a show. I got to admit, I'm a little nervous. You better do good, otherwise we will crucify you. Okay.
There we go.
Our second comedian is Ritu Tirthani. Welcome, Ritu. Ritu is originally from India. She is now in Nashville, and you can tell by her accent, she has picked up that Nashville accent. Nothing left in her Indian accent at all. She is a Nashville-based comedian. We started having androids on the show. Her accomplishments include one failed marriage and a goal of failing in a few more. Why do you want to fail in a few more marriages? You must get the good part of the divorce. See, I've been divorced twice and I've lost. So anyway, she's a regular on the Nashville comedy scene, and thanks to COVID, she is also a regular on the Zoom scene. Once more, give it up for Ritu. I'm sorry. I had a doctor's appointment today, and I had to speed for the doctor to get here, and I'm a little out of sorts. But I am going to get myself in sorts with the help of Ian Lasky. Everybody, get your hands up. Ian is a college professor, an actor, and a comic. He doesn't have much in the way of credits. That's what he thinks. But anyway, he has two of the greatest Zoom shows going right now. He is the creator and host of Fun Funny Fridays and Super Silly Saturday Zoom. They are two of the premier online showcases in the nation. You can find those when you search Ian Lasky in Facebook. And the man drives a Tesla. So welcome our comedians. Welcome everybody one more time. And if you're regular to our show, I got a new hat. It's all pimped out. I am so excited.
That's nice.
So we're going to start with Carol. And I'm going to ask the first question. Unfolding is the hardest part. Carol, what is the sexiest and least sexy name?
Name?
Name.
Okay, the sexiest name is like Sophia. Sophia is such a pretty name. And unsexy would be Bertha. Bertha is not, Bertha. Yeah. I had a friend named Bertha. She's actually very pretty. Doesn't look like a Bertha.
Doesn't look like a
Is she married?
No. Long, weird stories for her.
See, how can I put this and still let my kids watch this? I can't see being in an intimate setting with someone named Bertha. Oh, yeah, Bertha, give it to me.
See?
What about male names?
Male name, sexy. Oh, anything Italian. What was the guy? What was the guy with? Vincent. Yes, actually, I do love Vincent. One of my favorite artists. The one without the ear.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
But an unsexy one. Oh man. Men's names are hard because they don't have a lot. Girls' names, when you're naming baby girls, the book is like an encyclopedia. And boys, the boys section's like maybe a couple pages. So unsexy, maybe Tom. It's not horrible, but you know. Jerry, maybe? Jerry?
I got a cousin named Jerry. I hope he doesn't watch this.
Sorry, Jerry. I take that back.
Well, I think Ian is pretty unsexy. I mean, it's like I could have been like Vincent or a Van Gogh or something, but I'm Ian. It's like I think that's just like falls flat. It's just I'm actually everyone gets me confused with a period of 1,000 years. Ion, just.
Yeah, three letters in your word. Your parents didn't put effort at all. It seems.
Yeah, two vowels it's two vowels and a one of the vowels is used as a consonant. No one knows.
Exactly.
I had a teacher in grade school that told me that I was pronouncing my own name wrong. He says, you're Ivan. And I was like, there's no V in my name, you idiot.
I've known two men named Hillary and Courtney. I think those are the most unsexy male names I've ever heard.
You win.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, Hillary went by Skip, which is not very sexy either, but
I used to know a man named Hillary and a girl named Sam.
You don't know
There's
them anymore?
lots of girls named Sam.
I like Sammy for a girl.
Sammy?
So Ritu, is your name a common Indian name?
Yes, it is a common Indian name.
Is it considered a sexy Indian name?
Very sexy. Can you not see this? Oh my god.
So it's not like Ian.
It's not like
I
Ian,
like Ian.
I do. I was just being mean. But I have 4 letters in my word, so I win, Ian. Ritu. R-I-T-U. Yeah, it's a common Indian name. It means something good though. It means rainy season in Indian language.
Really?
Kind of does not make sense, but it kind of has some meaning. Robert does not have any meaning, so Ritu has a meaning.
So you wouldn't be offended if I just called you Monsoon?
Monsoon.
Well, I like hashtag Ritu, isn't it? Like it can be a thing you get behind. Hashtag Ritu. So.
Hashtag Ritu.
Well, see, this is the season for my name, Carol, like Christmas Carol, joyous song.
Yes,
that's me.
I think every Carol I've known has been happy. Except Carol O'Connor. Carol, that's another unsexy man's name.
You're right.
I
actually dated a man, his last name was Carol. I really loved him, but I could not go through life being Carol.
Wow.
People would think I was stuttering.
That's a good headshot. Hey, the funny thing about names was, so Molly is a drug. And this white guy I dated, he was like, hey, I need to tell you something. I tried Molly. And I was like, well, I love Molly. And for like 5-7 minutes, I didn't understand he was talking about a drug. I was like, well, why is he talking about his ex? Like, it's okay to you don't have to mention it again and again. But soon I realized when he started saying how he felt after taking it or trying it, and I was like, he's talking about something else. And I just looked it up. I was like, I'm not going to embarrass myself. The names could be confusing. Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next question. We are going to go to Ritu.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wow.
Easy one, okay.
Yeah. What is the most sex you have had in 24 hours?
Oh my God, that is
Blame the hat.
That was, you could come up with that question with this Indian face? Are you kidding? Just kidding. Oh, I love sex.
Wow.
What? Well, I stayed out with somebody in breaks for like 8 hours. One. Is that an answer? I answered it. 8 hours. Like took breaks. That's it.
What, like 1 8-hour session and then you took a break and then 1 8-hour session?
No, like continuously for 8 hours because we couldn't go out. It was an Airbnb. It was too cold outside, so we just kept making out. Like
Impressive.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, it ended because he's like, "You need too much, lady. Go back to India."
Well, I mean, you did invent the Kama Sutra in India, so you should be the experts on it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am an expert. Yes. What is this going to be live? My parents are going to like disown me.
You have kids, don't you?
This is a young woman a sex question. What could go wrong on the internet?
You know, we're not allowed to have sex before marriage in India, in some of like small towns. So yeah, it's a big deal. Nobody talks about sex in India. Nobody. You're not allowed to kiss in public. Public affection is not, not a thing in India. No.
But do they do it though? Like,
what's that?
do they do it, but not in public, like inside of buildings and down alleys and stuff?
Yes, like it has to be secret. Like it can be. It is happening. There's 1.3 billion people, so we are fucking nonstop. But we don't like to talk about it.
So there's 2 billion people, and nobody talks about having sex.
It's happening, but nobody tell you the exact position or nothing.
They just give you the book. Here's the book.
I know, right?
A couple thousand years old, but it's effective. Look how big we are. So
yeah.
I read a book. I mean, I was like 12 years old. I read a book that a man claimed that he and Mae West made love for 52 hours.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yep.
Great. I can't even concentrate on something for 52. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, me neither.
I mean, for me, like the sex just depends on how much data I have and what porn site I'm on. I mean, seriously. 2 hours? I can't even. I can't even attend a class for that long. That's a horrible segue.
That explains why she spoke so slow and sexy.
Now,
She's tired.
anyway, anybody else want to admit to how much sex they've had in 24 hours?
Oh, sure. Let's let the teacher do it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm going to lose.
Let your students, hey, professor, tell us about that 6 hours and 32 minutes you did when you were 21,
I'm so old that I remember like those long times that lasted over 5 minutes that went to at least an hour. Or maybe even an hour and a half. And I went, my God, I've been exercising for 2 hours. Wow. And then you get exhausted, you fall asleep, you don't wake up for 3 days. You're hungry, you have to pound a cheeseburger, that type of stuff. I've never been that sexy, I guess.
Yeah, me either. I have to say that's why one of my jokes is I have lousy taste in men. I guess I do. Boy.
One of my bits, I talk about sex at my age, and it's, there's humorous parts, but, when I talk about, you have to take a break, because you get a toe cramp, the knee locks, you have to rehydrate, you have to pee. That's where I'm at now. We've been going at this for 3 minutes. It's time to pee, okay?
And rehydrate. That's important.
Oh, yeah. Because if you rehydrate enough, you don't have the toe cramps. So
That's right.
Well, yeah, because you lose fluids. I mean, just you have to rehydrate. Loss of fluids. Ugh.
That's the goal, just to lose fluids. So, all right, Ian. This is good for a professor. Okay.
All right. You'll get me fired.
Unless you're a math professor, then this might not be good, but this should be pretty good. What is the most ridiculous fact you know?
The most ridiculous fact?
Yeah.
Okay, so in my computer class that I was teaching, Apple came up with a update, and I told everybody not to update because it usually knocks out one of the programs. That's like like right down to the file. That's just the stupidest thing on the planet. What we use for the class, and it's really horrible. It's called NetBeans. It's not a it's a free program, and it didn't happen. It actually worked fine. See how boring that is?
It just works to make you wrong. That's Apple. They always do that.
Right.
They hate people.
Right, and then I know about palindromes, which is the weirdest thing. Their words are spelled the same way frontwards and backwards, and you can use numbers too. Did you know that a number could be a palindrome?
I did not know that. You know what my favorite word is?
What?
Boob. You turn it around, it spells boob. Upside down, poop. Turn it back upside down, boob. Inside out, oboe. It's awesome.
Now I'll never be able to look at that word the same way again.
It's great. Or if you put it upside down and put it inside out, it's opo.
Right.
So the inverse of boob is poop, and the okay, all right.
Yeah. Yep. I think the most useless fact that I know is that a man once made love to Mae West for 52 straight hours.
That was an impressive fact. I like that one. I don't know really any weird facts, but I do have a friend. She will be 101 in March.
Wow.
And she was in a rodeo where Roy Rogers and Dale Evans met. That's a pretty cool thing,
Really?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
So about what year would that have been?
Oh, man. She was born 1920. So probably 1930s, maybe, somewhere. I'd have to look that up to see, but she's had an amazing life. It's like she has like nieces and nephews that are on the space program to go to Mars, and they know they won't come back.
Wow.
And they're totally fine with that. After COVID, I'm sure they're very fine with that.
Well, I can relate. It's like I was born before there was computers in the house, and now there's computers, a space program, electric cars. So when I die, it's going to be, like people are going to say about me, they're going to say, did you know when he was born there was no computers in the house? No, they took up whole buildings.
I know, I remember. That's how old I am. I worked in a department store. The computer took a whole room and had to be refrigerated. Huge room.
Why'd they have to refrigerate?
And now they fit in the palm of our hands. Sorry?
Why would they have to refrigerate the
Cooling.
computer? Oh, kind of like
I guess because they ran too hot. And I remember the first email. It was like magic.
I actually asked someone how long an email takes because I had no idea when it first came out. I'm like, so how long does that take? Thinking it will be like, the U.S. mail, it'll take 3 days to go around the country. Yeah. In 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Are you kidding me?
When they first started, they took a lot longer. I worked in buying offices. And so we thought it was just so magical to be able to type something on a computer and have it pop up in somebody else's cubicle. That was just mind-blowing for us. It was like, wow, the future is here.
I remember when it took longer to do the dial-up, you know, than it did to send off the email.
Yeah.
That's true.
I have
So
another
true.
useless fact. I've had the same email address since 1996.
Wow, impressive. I probably have too, now that I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have numbers or characters in it.
Nope.
I have an ultra nerdy email that I still use. I guess initiated it when when Yahoo was really new, and it doesn't describe me at all. It has no bearing in reality whatsoever, and I could have picked any name, but I picked this stupid thing. and now it's my part of my this is my daily use, so it's like
So
It's kind of like, oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask Ritu how long she's had her email.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, you guys have seen computers coming up. And I'm like, no, I've just seen dating apps. And then people like meeting at bars. Now people meet on apps. That's how my generation thing is, you know. Okay, yeah, what was your question? Email. My email is, I created when I was 22. I'm 33 now, so you can do the math.
No, I don't have to do the math. I can be confused.
I can be confused.
I'm perfectly comfortable not doing math.
every 11 years she has to have a new email address. So when she's 44,
yeah.
Okay, moving on. We are back on Carol.
That was fast.
Hey, this show goes by fast. It goes by fast because we're having fun.
That's right.
Oh, what part of a kid's movie completely scared you?
Oh man, that's a good one. Yeah, I have one that wasn't a kid's movie that still makes me crazy to this day. Kids movie though. Probably The Wizard of Oz, the tornado scene when I was young, because I was from San Diego. We don't have tornadoes. And the witch, probably the witch and the monkeys. That combination, yeah. I love the movie, but I'm sure that was the one.
It's a very dark movie.
It really is, but it's great watching it now because if you look really carefully at the lion, you can see the string moving his tail.
What the fuck?
You know how his tail moves so naturally? You can see the fiber that's moving it.
That wasn't a real tail? That wasn't a real lion?
It wasn't a real lion.
And how are you going to tell me that wasn't a real Tin Man next? Gee.
I'm sorry, I know. All your visions crushed.
Yeah.
I thought that tail was animatronic. Wow, how much did they put into it? It's a piece of string.
I know. Me too. When I first saw it, it was like, wow, those high definition TVs ruin everything.
I need to watch that movie. I haven't watched it.
Oh, you
haven't seen The Wizard of Oz?
Oh. You
pretty-
have to see it.
Vincent, are you regretting me inviting me on the show? It looks like it. Your face is like, oh my God.
Basically,
When you come into the country, I thought it was required.
I thought it was
Sit down and watch this movie. Jeez.
Like, and which actor played the Tin Man? Quick.
Is Home Alone considered a kid's movie? I guess.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I've watched a kid's movie. There you go. I have an answer to your question.
Did it scare you?
No, it did not. But that guy, that kid was cute, wasn't he?
He was a
Not
doll.
so cute now.
Not so cute now. I don't know what happened to him later. I think. Did he make it big in Hollywood? No?
No.
I think he's like in a band or something.
Maybe.
That's great.
Everybody wants to be a rock and roll star.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still dreaming of it.
I want to be as brave as him, though. He's pretty cool. So.
Yes. That's a great holiday film, though. I do love that one. I just wish they'd stop redoing them. That's the scary part of that movie. They keep wanting to redo it.
Yeah.
This wasn't a movie. It was a Saturday morning cartoon. It was the Super Friends. And there was one episode where the Legion of Doom, I'm bringing out the nerd now, the Legion of Doom, who lived in a swamp in like a helmet thing that was their, you'd come out of the swamp. Well, they made a deal with some thing and you don't know what it is, you know. And then at the end, they're floored to find out that they actually made a deal with Satan. And it scared the shit out of you. It scared the shit out of the Legion of Doom too, you know. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is getting way too theological and dark for me. So
I always thought that stuff, you know, I crack up with all these the news about Satan and the end of the world and all this because I'm Jewish. We don't believe in Satan. He's not real. It's like, oh, how those idiots are scared of Satan. He doesn't exist. Be afraid of a dragon or something, you know.
I think the best Satan.
That's such
John
a fact. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, and then I'm going to die, and then I'm going to find out I'm wrong. But,
I was raised Baptist. There was Satan everywhere. We couldn't get rid of him.
I used to go with my friends to their Baptist church, and they said, if you don't think about God 24 hours a day, you are going to hell. I stopped going. It's like, I was young. It's like, all right. Okay.
Well, I spent 10 years as a Baptist minister. And like I tell people, the job description was easy. I just had to walk around and tell everybody they're going to hell.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And you're going to hell, and you're going to hell too.
I had Baptist friends trying to like save me and convert me. They were like, Ian, jump in the pool really fast. It's just, you know, nothing. Just go and do it.
No. That's horrible.
I'm kidding. I'm lying. But it made for a good joke, though.
It does make for a good joke. I would use that one. You could do the baptism like something happened, like you melted or set on fire, something funny, you know.
They push me in, you know, yeah. I fall down, break my leg on the way in. No, that's comedy.
Well, that's like, I watched this show. This is totally off, kind of. My 90-Day Fiancé, which is a crazy, horrible show. But this one Jewish woman is living in, oh my God, a country in Africa, and I forget which one. But because they're extremely religious, she let them baptize her baby. But they fought about it forever. I mean, and she figured it wasn't that big of a deal to her because it didn't really matter to her. But the religious celebrations there were scary. That's scary. That's scarier than any kids movie I've seen.
For that 90-Day Fiancé show?
90-Day Fiancé is the scariest show out there.
Do you guys know, do you both know about the show?
I've never seen it.
Don't watch.
So it's like American. Is it only Americans?
What?
I don't know.
No, they do an Australian one too. I haven't seen that one. But
so
yeah.
Americans choose like foreigners, like American men will choose a foreigner to come on fiance
right, visa. Or a woman as well. But it's great. I mean, we have enough differences, men and women. Why throw language being a problem in there as well? It's just like nuts.
It's a crazy show, but they portray foreigners like too desperate to come to America. It's actually not true.
And Americans too desperate to have a relationship with anybody. And
I agree with that. They seem like anybody's okay, like, you know.
It's like, oh my God, this one woman, it's like, this is her second, like 20-year-old, and she's like almost 50, and her kids are looking at her like, you know, Mom, you sure it's going to work out this time? I mean, it's just, it makes Americans look absolutely nuts, which I guess some of us are. It's like,
yeah, I'm an American, I think. Yeah. And I was born here, and I'm desperate to leave. I'd like to be a hot dog, It's like, here's the thing. It's like we go, aha, American is so great. So what did you have for lunch? Well, I had naan, and and because I need something interesting in my life, because I'm tired of blacks. It's like, but yeah.
All right. Next question. We're on Ritu.
All right, go. Let's go. Do it.
What is the most sex you've had in a week? Okay. I like this.
Let's add to the creepiness of
like Vincent. I thought you were something else, but
what's wrong that sounds right?
It's really the same question. No.
It kind of is. You didn't tell me the show is going to be that difficult. I don't know the answer to that question. What's wrong that sounds right?
Yeah.
Carol, I think you want to go. Go for it.
It's your question.
It's your question.
Okay, married at first sight. Sounds good, right? No, not good. There you go. Another horrible show.
Oh, yeah, that's another show. That's another bad show. Ian, you were saying something. Please help me.
Okay, so this is a simple question. You're going uphill 45 degrees at 258 miles per hour. At what point, and you're leaving Toledo, when do you get to Chicago?
What the fuck?
Math problems. I hate word problems.
I'm going to log out, Vincent, but hey, it was nice talking to you.
I am out of here, bitch.
It's fun.
Sounds right.
What's wrong that feels so right?
It just sounds right. What's wrong that sounds right? This is a hard question.
That is a hard question. What's wrong that sounds right? Legalizing mushrooms in Portland? I mean, in Oregon?
Oregon is in Portland.
That's what I mean. It's the whole state of Oregon that did that, not just Portland. Portland and their sign keep Portland weird. Is the
So you want Oregon to be one big giant mushroom state,
right?
It's psychedelic.
So
I know.
I'm ignorant of mushrooms, magic mushrooms. Where do they grow?
Well, they're magic.
In the magic forest? I have no idea.
Seriously, what kind of climate do they grow in?
I have no idea. I'll look that up right now because I do the show on my phone. I can look.
I've got friends who comic friends who do mushrooms, and I always wonder, do you grow your own mushrooms? Do you find them? Is there a market for mushrooms? I don't know.
It's going to be like a boring answer, like a well in San Bernardino or something. I mean, it's going to be like something so, I don't know.
Because I know some mushrooms are very hard to grow. You have to have perfect conditions.
And if they're not right, they can kill you because they kill your liver. So tropical climate. I think that's what it says.
Okay.
So South America. I don't know.
Subtropics and tropics.
Okay. Oh, great. I looked it up. Now I'm going to get like art on Facebook.
Oh, no. The FBI is going to come to your door.
So, Ian and Carol, you're both in California, right?
Yeah.
So do you have
Yes.
legalized recreational marijuana there yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do. We had to deal with the Trump administration somehow, and so that was it. Yeah, no, yeah, it's been a few years now. I think a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's legal, but there's so many loopholes, and you know, like I went to a dispensary just to see what it was like. I mean, I don't like.
Yeah, and I went to a strip club just to see what it was like. Go ahead.
And I got well, I'm look at me, I'm fat. I got a candy bar because that's what I like to eat. And so yeah, they're like, and so I'm about to unwrap it, and they're like, "Don't eat that." And I go, "Why? I just paid for it." Like they're like security, like he's about to jump on it, and I'm like, "No, you have to put it in a bag, and you have to go at least 150 feet away." Why, to eat a candy bar? Why is that? No, it's serious, because if you eat that, we get shut down by the state. Well, who's gonna know? I'm inside of a,
I know, so many controls now.
Yeah, I know. Like it's like, okay, going to Rouse, buying a Hershey bar, and then getting jumped by security because you unwrap it, right after you pay. I understand if it was before, but it was
Right.
I paid for it. It's mine. I should be able to do whatever the hell I want with it.
Yeah, they do like the controls.
Yeah,
Now,
and the dispensary was a strip club before it became a dispensary.
That's funny.
San Bernardino was worried that they shut down the strip club to open the dispensary, and San Bernardino was worried that how the city is going to look because they have a dispensary. So they want the strip club back, I guess.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like it's legal in like California, but it's not legal federally. So we can't get tax dollars off of it because the people can't put the money into a bank. I mean, it's a very gray area until they just make it all the United States. So
Is Tennessee, do you have legalized marijuana?
I don't think so. It's not legalized here. And I'm very bad with drugs. I don't know a lot about it. I
What do you know about Molly?
I know, yeah, I got confused about that also. I moved to the US 5 years ago, and that is when I was like, what is this weed thing? Like, there people smoke everything in India. I was just not from that part of India. So my parents are very conservative, they were strict. So I never drinking was the only thing I tried, and I was like really proud of myself for that. But when I moved here, I'm like, oh my God, people are high up in the game. So let's try weed. And that's the only time I tried it. I didn't like it. So I never tried it again.
My parents were opposite. They were not conservative at all. And that's why I didn't do drugs, because they did drugs.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, that's right.
You never want to be like your parents.
The thing that's a hookah that like has like 5 pipes coming out of it. There's a big tall.
Yeah.
Is it India, or is that?
No, what's that?
The hookah pipe. The
Hookah, yeah.
Is that an Indian thing, or?
Yes, I think so. I've seen a lot of hookah bars in India, and not a lot in the. Not in Nashville. So I think so. Hookah is pretty common in India. Yes, it is.
So it's good that your parents got you away from it. They didn't hook you up with it.
No, but now I'm alone, but I still don't do it because I'm like super boring,
See, I live a stone's throw from the Mississippi, so I live in Missouri. Illinois is the other side. Illinois is a much more liberal state because they have Chicago, and so they have legalized marijuana in Illinois. In Missouri, you have to have a medical card to get marijuana, and the illness you need to have is the ability to pay $150. I mean, for a medical card, so it's kind of ridiculous, But what they have done, the city of St. Louis has decriminalized marijuana. So you can actually carry it in St. Louis and they're not going to do anything about it, even though it's illegal statewide. Whereas like Colorado started with legalizing marijuana, telling the federal government, screw you, we're going to do what we want to do. In Missouri, we've even got it smaller. The state's saying marijuana is illegal, but the city is saying, screw you. you know, they don't have any dispensaries in the city, but if you have weed on you, you know, it's basically look the other way. Which I think the whole weed thing is ridiculous, because I think, especially today, anybody who doesn't agree that alcohol is much more dangerous, you know, than weed, I've never known anybody who, in a state of being high on marijuana, beat their wives and kids or slit somebody's throat. No, you just fall asleep, you know. So.
Or snack. They get the munchies. That's it. You know. It's like...
Yeah, convenience stores do great. You know. So.
Yeah.
I think that that Frito-Lay puts so much salt in their chips to make it into the point where it's addictive.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm sure they do.
So I think that should be Cheetos should be an official substance, because that's not actually cheese; it's psychedelic cheese.
Not.
All right, we need to ask Ian the final question.
Ooh, okay.
Woo!
What's something you really resent paying for?
My kids, because, like, you know, once you become a parent, it's, you know, the expenses never stop. It's like, oh, I have an ex-wife, right? And so, oh, well, because I trust somebody to be there for me and she wasn't, so I had to pay child support. And then I had to pay for the food at the food again, and then clothes for both houses. And, you know, so the child support was going into, I don't know, the sky. I have no idea. And I wanted to be there full time for the kids. So I had to pay an attorney to fight tooth and nail, because I could, to get even an hour of time out of her was a fight. So for the kids, you know, like, I wanted to be 50-50 and I wanted to co-parent and stuff, and that never worked out. So by the time the smoke cleared 8 years later, I won. I was $40,000 in debt to my attorney, which is only half of what I owed the schools. So, you know, for my master's degree. So it was kind of a deal, you know, and then now my kids are growing up and I'm like, okay, so you don't have a job yet. All right. I guess I'm paying for this food, you know? So it's like, you know, yeah, just a couple of days ago, Dad, yeah, can I have $20? What's it for? My phone broke and I have $60 and it's $80 to repair it. All right, here you go. I know I'm the one that gave him the $60, so I paid for it. So.
Yeah.
For groceries. So.
My divorce was not that expensive. Oh my God. Now I'm realizing I let him go so easy. Oh shit. Need to go back. Because Vincent was talking about his thing, and then you were talking about how much money you know, I could have gotten some money.
Do you have kids with him?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't want no money. I like money, but money it gets bad things out of people. I don't know. So we ended on a good note, so, and I wanted that. You know, I loved him. So it's a good thing to end it on. I don't know. It was possible, so it may be because we didn't have kids. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And it does make it easier.
Yeah, kids make it sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids, yeah, I guess.
What was the question?
I don't remember.
Something you paid for that you regret.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I should have said, like, you know, those phone cables at 7-Eleven, because they never work.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They don't. I actually bought 3 cables at 3 separate 7-Elevens, and all 3 of them don't work.
I regret paying. Look, I regret paying for this thing. This chair. Oh my. I'm so stingy. Like, I'm Indian, right? So I'm so tight with money. But my heart was in that chair. When I saw it online, I was like, oh my God, I want it. And then finally, like 2 years ago, I bought it. And I sat for it for like 30 days, every day. And then I haven't seen it after that. So I was like, did I even get the money out of it? Like, after 30 days, I have never done anything. I'm trying to get rid of it. It's so huge. It just takes away so much space in my place.
Oh,
How much did you pay for that chair?
Huh?
How much did you pay for that chair?
Yeah, $300.
So you paid $30 $10 a day.
Yeah, I did that math. Of course, I did. Yes. So I'm convinced now, but I would not do that again.
yeah, it looks like a nice chair.
Like, look at people complaining about kids and a chair. So I think I'm okay.
I'm a sucker for infomercials.
Yeehaw!
And then I just end up throwing them. Just yesterday, we're cleaning out the basement, and my wife brings out the new wave oven that I bought like 10 years ago. I said, pitch it. You just toss it out. Oh, so I've bought a lot of stuff that I regret, but if it's on an infomercial, man, I get like aroused or something. Oh, I gotta have that.
Now we know if we ever want Vincent to come in on a project, we just have to do it infomercial style.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it started with the hand-hammered walk in the 90s, and then it's like I just kind of kept going.
So he's kind of like you're a victim of like that infomercial guy, you know, like what was his name? The guy that did OxyClean.
Oh,
Mays.
what's
Yeah.
his name?
Billy Mays. Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Mays.
Yeah.
Well, they do a good job making it look so good. And I'm not a stupid person. I know it's hype, but next thing I know, you know, it's got the debit card up, or now, you know, you're on the computer, you know, I really want the feather fishing pole, you know, or something like that.
I bought a square wallet. It's square and like thick.
Wow. You bought that?
That is thick.
It's square. Like I bought it because it's square, you know, and it stands up. Like, look, I can stand it up and see.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
Yeah, I like it.
That is cool.
You know, I'm 54 years old and I've never seen the need to stand my wallet up, but I'm glad to know I can if I get one of those.
Maybe it would make it easier to find. Stand it up on a table.
And on that note, it's about time we wrap this up.
Oh, okay. That was quick. All right.
Oh, we've been doing this for 2 days. I told you it goes fast.
This is great.
I need to eat my sandwich. I am hungry. So, hey, I do want to thank our guests. Thank you, Ritu. Good job. Ian. Thank you. And Carol.
Yay!
Good job.
This was great.
Remember, at the bottom of the right-hand corner, you will see the subscribe button. Please hit subscribe so you can keep up with all that we're doing, and we will have an episode next week. And thank you for tuning in.
All right.